everyone.
Welcome to our channel.
Welcome.
We're excited to have you. We are the Blended Family Marriage Coaches. We take questions from you from all over. We take questions on our YouTube page. You can put a comment on one of our videos and ask a question. We'll try to reach you there. You can send us an email. You can go to our Facebook page. You can go to our what am I talking about? That part of the web that's ours.
Our website.
You can go to our website at broken2blessed.org. You can send us a question there. We can actually receive video questions there, so we can record your voice and you'll be heard on like famous. Wow, just kidding. There's a million ways to get a hold of us to ask questions. We answer questions related to your blended family marriage, trying to add value from the years of research that we've done. So let's just get straight to our question.
Here we go.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you sure? This is actually going to fit in perfect because this week we are doing all over social media marriage hacks. Marriage hacks. This is one of the ones that I'm actually building an e-file for you guys to download if you guys want. I will put that in the comments section so that you can go on and download the marriage hacks that we have, and this is one of the marriage hacks. So, now are you ready?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Yes. As ready as I'll ever be.
How do you handle the money?
Woo!
This is so fun to me because he has no idea what the questions
I have no idea.
So it's
always
literally
a surprise.
flying by the seat of his pants. Okay, Dee Dee is the person that asks this. Dee Dee asks, how do you handle the money? Separate accounts? What should I expect him to provide for my two teens still at home? He makes 4 times what I do in a month, and I travel 4 hours a day to my job. And my teens' school and sports 6 to 7 days a week.
Wow. 4 hours to work?
You were busy.
Did she say 4 hours to work?
She says that she travels. Hold, please.
Holding.
She says, what should I expect him to provide? Blah, blah, blah. He makes 4 times what I do in a month, and I travel 4 hours a day to my job, and my teens' school and sports 6 to 7 days a week. So it kind of sounds like maybe she lives 4 hours away from where.
I didn't know if it's 4 hours total, like 2 hours there, 2 hours back.
I don't know, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Dee Dee, we don't understand. Maybe get a job closer to home. I'm being sarcastic. Please forgive my sarcasm. I know our daughter lives she actually lives in San Clemente, but she commutes to San Diego every day, and it is crazy. I can't even imagine.
Right.
She's in the military, she's in the Navy, and her husband's in the Marine Corps. So they live on Camp Pendleton, but she is stationed in San Diego. So she has that huge commute, and while it's only like 50 miles, I think she's told me before, oftentimes it'll take her like 3 hours to get one way. I can't even imagine. We live in Carson City, Nevada, so we don't have much traffic.
10-15 minutes.
No matter where you're going, in Carson City, it's 10 to 15 minutes. So, Dee Dee, we totally sidetracked. I'm not even going to touch that because I don't understand. My answer wouldn't change if I did understand. The thing is with money, statistically, if you guys keep separate accounts, your chances of divorce are significantly higher. We strongly believe in the Bible. Knowing where this question came from, we know that you are also Christian, Dee Dee. To become one. What's yours is mine and what's mine is mine.
That's usually how it works.
I always say that, and I'm totally kidding. Mostly. There is no his, mine, and ours. I don't encourage you to look at his salary versus yours. I don't encourage you to look at you make 4 times the money that I do or whatever. Unfortunately, when you have children, that includes the child support, the support of the children. I'm not talking legally.
Right.
I started that statement with unfortunately, and I shouldn't have. Fortunately, that includes supporting the children in the home. Right. You guys need to do that together. Right. I don't think you should know that he makes 4 times the amount that you do. I think that's irrelevant. I think that means nothing. You guys need to work together and figure out what your budget is, be smart financially, but that all needs to be combined. Right. I have never understood or approved or advised, and from all of the studies that I've done, separate accounts don't work.
Right.
It's it's an escape route. I think the deeper question is what's keeping you guys, both of you, from combining your accounts.
Right.
It's sort of an escape route. If Dwayne and I hate this word because it's not part of our marriage, it's not part of our relationships, it's never has been, but if Dwayne and I were to divorce today, we wouldn't be able to know what's his and mine.
Right.
Because it's ours.
Right.
Yes, there were things that I brought and there were things that he brought and, you know, whatever, but it wouldn't be able to be separated. So I think that there's a fear there. And I think to get to that underlying fear of what's keeping you guys to fully commit to combining your incomes would be the question. Is it because he doesn't want to care for your teenage children or your preteen children? That's something you guys need to discuss.
Right.
Is it because he thinks that you're putting too much money into their extracurricular activities? Again, something you guys need to discuss. Figure out a budget. This is how much we have coming in. This is how much we have going out, and discuss that. I don't know what your wiggle room is, but everybody should have, you know, a certain amount that you're allowed to spend that much per week, per month, whatever, without consulting with the other.
Right.
But for the most part, there should not be separate accounts. That's honestly how we handle money. It's hard. It's hard when you have child support, not just the support of the children, but legally obligated child support.
Right.
You feel like that should be our money, but it's not. It's going to support the children that you both are now responsible for. So that's a big reality in blended family marriages. I think it's hard. I think that money is a hard topic to talk about as one, because two become one flesh. Right. The more things that you guys keep two, the easier it is to separate.
Right.
And I think that that's where I feel like it's a fear-based decision to keep your finances separate. I don't agree with it. I don't encourage it. Look into different budgeting ideas. We just found an awesome app on our phone. I can link it. I'm not affiliated with this app at all. I can link it in the comments. It kind of takes the envelope system but makes it digital, if that makes sense, if you guys are familiar with Dave Ramsey at all. Again, this is not an affiliated thing at all. But I would be happy to put some budgeting advice in the comments, some different things that we've read, that we've studied. I'd be happy to put those in the comments, but I think that what you guys need to figure out is why are your accounts still separate? Right. Why does it matter that he makes 4 times the amount that you do? The fact is that together you two make this much.
Right.
So I think that that's pretty much answers your question. I
so.
hope, Dee Dee. If that doesn't, please let us know. If you want more details, if you have more deeper questions, we'd be happy to answer and talk about money on another episode.
Right.
Money is actually one of the marriage hacks that I'm going to talk about in our
morning marriage
oh
minutes.
My goodness, morning marriage minutes, all kinds of things. I'm going to really be talking about marriage hacks. And money is one of the things, statistically, if 50% of marriages fail in divorce, 50% of those divorces relate back to money.
Right.
It's a really big problem in marriages, and I think Dwayne and I have always taken the attitude, you either have it or you don't. There's no point in fighting over it.
Right.
And maybe that's kind of lackadaisical. We have our priorities, we have what gets paid, you know, we for sure tithe every month, and that's like the biggest priority that we have, but that's just our belief and our conviction. But then from there, like, whatever we have left is what we have left, you know, or do we have food, shelter, transportation? Okay.
Right.
Like that's kind of always been my attitude. So I refuse to fight over it, because you either have it or you don't, and fighting over money is ridiculous. But I understand that that's a huge conflict. So that is going to be one of the marriage hacks that I am going to talk about this week. So keep an eye out.
Right.
Do you have anything you want to add?
The only thing that really came to mind scripturally is, I think it's in the New Testament, it might be the Old Testament, in that Bible.
That Bible.
In the Bible.
In the Word of God.
In the Word of God. It just says that the husband will leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife, and just the concept of the two becoming one.
That's found in Genesis, the Old Testament.
But I think we've talked about it several times. You know, you're married, you're one, and that should include finances.
Right. And I think that we have this tendency to not include finances, and especially with blended families, because I've always said it's such a unique dynamic, and everybody tries to fit us into this cookie cutter marriage counseling, cookie cutter marital advice. And I'm not trying to do this here because I get it. When you come to a blended family, you don't just come leaving your mother and father and ready to start this new life. You come with lots of baggage. And I hate to refer to my kids as baggage, but girls, guess what? You're baggage. But it's true, they were, and that's obligations, and that's responsibilities, and that's money. I mean, kids are expensive. Those mouths to feed are pricey.
Especially when you say 2 teenage boys. 2 teenage boys. Yeah, that's like never ending food.
Right. So we get it. I mean, that's expensive, and you don't, I think if you didn't know going into this blended family marriage that now these kids are your responsibility, I'm telling you now they are. And that means financially. You accepted this woman or this man, and that includes his children. And Hamilton's about to enter the scene. And he's probably the most expensive, most needy one of all. Don't let him eat, because then everybody's going to hear him munching. Hamilton, no. We just told our dog not to eat, just for you guys. Anyways, so I don't mean to just put you into normal blended family. Just waiting on the Hamilton. Okay, no, I don't want you in your room. So I don't mean to fit you into this cookie cutter traditional, because it's not traditional, and that's something that I've always said. Yes, it's a whole lot easier to talk about combining money when really you come with nothing. You may think that you have a history and baggage, and maybe you do when you marry without children, or your first marriage without all of the history there. But when you come together, even with a blended family, that's everything. So it's hard. It's hard to make the commitment, okay, I will take on you plus your 3 children, or 2 teenage boys, or whatever it is. That's hard, but you are taking that on. So when you take your finances and mean, okay, so I'm taking this on, that means that you're combining them, and you're providing for those 2 teenage boys, and you're providing everything financially that you guys together decide is necessary. So I really hope that answers your question now, Dee Dee, because I just went on another rant. Dee Dee, I encourage you, I will try to post the link to this YouTube video on the Facebook group that you asked. I encourage you to send us your mailing address, and we will get a gift to you because we did use your question on our YouTube channel. I don't know what that gift is. It's always a surprise to me. It might be awesome financial book or whatever. We don't know yet. We'll figure it out. Because we want to make sure that we bless you guys in more ways than just our voices in your blended family marriage. So if you guys have a question, please, like I said at the beginning of the show, there are a million ways to get it to us. And if we use your question on our YouTube channel, we will send you a gift as well. So thanks again for watching. We'll talk to you guys next time.